Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, if you've ever felt completely lost in the maze of student debt, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to decode the entire student loan puzzle together. I'm going to give you a really clear, step-by-step playbook so you can figure out exactly who holds the keys to your student loans.
Are you overwhelmed by your student loans and don't know who your servicer is? Discover the crucial steps to pinpoint your loan servicer and take control of your financial future. I know it sounds like a totally daunting task, but I promise you, by the time we wrap up this explainer, you're going to have every single tool you need to confidently identify the company managing your debt, even if you're starting entirely from scratch.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, an intro to loan servicers. Then, we'll cover accessing your loan data, reading your loan report, some alternative discovery methods, troubleshooting common issues, and finally, taking financial control.
Section 1. Intro to Loan Servicers. Knowing the difference.
The very first step in taking back control of your financial situation is understanding exactly who you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Honestly, a major point of confusion for a lot of borrowers is the difference between a lender and a servicer. So, your lender, that's the entity that actually funded your loan. For federal loans, this is usually the U.S. Department of Education. For private loans, it might be a bank or a credit union. But your servicer, that is the company you'll actually interact with. You see, the lender hires the servicer to manage your repayment, send out your bills, and handle customer service. So while the government or a bank might own the debt, the servicer is the one knocking on your digital door every single month.
So what does this all mean and why does it matter? Well, student loan servicers are massive operations. We're talking about companies overseeing more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loans for over 43 million borrowers. To put that into perspective, that debt pool is literally larger than the entire GDP of many countries. They are the ultimate gatekeepers to your financial health. If you're struggling to make a payment and need to switch to an income-driven repayment plan, or if you need to pause things through deferment or forbearance, your servicer is the one you have to call. Knowing who they are isn't just fun trivia, it's absolutely vital to managing your financial life.
Section 2. Accessing your loan data. Logging in. Now that we know who they are and why they're so incredibly important, let's shift gears into the practical steps. Think of yourself as the hero of this story, getting ready to cross the threshold into the government's digital portals, hopefully avoiding too much bureaucratic red tape along the way, right? Before we click anywhere, I want to share a really important update. If you've been doing some Googling, you might have read about something called the National Student Loan Data System, or NSLDS. Well, good news. That data is now integrated directly into the studentaid.gov dashboard. So don't waste your valuable time hunting for some outdated separate portal. Everything you need for federal loans is centralized in one place now. So here's your action plan. Step 1, go to studentaid.gov. Step 2, log in using your FSA ID. Now, just a quick aside, if you're creating an FSA ID for the very first time, keep in mind that the system now requires a unique email address and a physical mailing address for every single user to verify identity. You absolutely cannot share an email address with a parent or a child. Step 3, once you're fully authenticated, just navigate straight to your dashboard.
Section 3. Reading your loan report. Finding the details.
Okay, so how do we transition from just logging in to actually extracting the vital data you need? Once you're on the dashboard, you'll see a clear breakdown of your loans. And hey, don't be surprised if you see multiple servicers listed. Borrowers frequently have more than one servicer. This can happen depending on what kind of loans you took out, the different years you borrowed the money, or simply because the Department of Education decided to transfer your loan to a totally new company. Just be sure to always review the full list to make sure no loan is left behind.
To find the real specifics, you'll want to navigate to the My Aid section from your main drop-down menu. Right from your dashboard, check the top right-hand corner for a box that says My Loan Servicers. You can also just click the View Loan button next to any specific federal loan listed on your page. When you click that, the site will literally link you directly to your specific servicer's website, complete with all their contact details. It's really that simple.
Section 4. Alternative Discovery Methods. Beyond the Web.
Now, we know not everyone has federal loans. If you hold private debt, or maybe you just prefer staying offline, the government portal isn't going to have all your answers. We need some backup methods. So, here's a rapid-fire list of alternative ways to discover your servicer. First, you can check your credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com. Second, look for recent billing statements in your physical mail. Third, just do a quick search in your email inbox for keywords like student loan or statement. Fourth, dig out your original loan documents or your promissory note. And finally, if you know the bank that lent you the money, just call their customer service number directly and ask them who they use to service their loans.
Let me give you a highly actionable tip if you do decide to go the credit report route. When you look at the student loan trade lines on your credit report, you can actually easily deconflict federal versus private debt. Federal loans will typically use identifiers like DEPT of ED or Department of Education. Private loans, on the other hand, will display the name of a commercial financial institution, like Sallie Mae or a regular commercial bank. The credit report will also list the current servicer's mailing address and phone number right there on the page for you.
Section 5. Troubleshooting common issues. Overcoming roadblocks.
Of course, it isn't always smooth sailing, right? Getting locked out of government portals can be an immensely frustrating experience. If you forget your username but are lucky enough to be logged in on a saved device, or if you're trying to recover access from scratch, navigate through the settings menu to your account information. From there, the system can help you retrieve your username or reset your passwords using your verified email address or your mobile phone number.
Now, during the setup or recovery process, you're going to be prompted to enable two-step verification and given a backup code. I literally cannot stress this enough. Store this backup code somewhere incredibly safe. If your phone number changes or you happen to lose access to your primary email address, this code is your ultimate master key to get back into your account without a massive headache.
But what if you are completely locked out, you don't have your backup code, and you just can't remember your challenge questions? Well, here is your ultimate safety net. You can call the Federal Student Aid Information Center, or FSAIC, directly at 1-800-433-3243. The representatives there can manually guide you through the process of initiating an account recovery request so you can finally get back on track.
Section 6. Taking financial control. Next steps.
We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, transitioning all the way from that overwhelming feeling of not knowing where to start to achieving complete financial clarity on exactly who manages your loans. Before we wrap up, I do want to provide a quick professional reminder. The information presented in this explainer is for educational purposes only. While this guide is definitely designed to empower you with highly actionable steps, everyone's financial situation is totally unique. You should always rely on official resources like studentaid.gov or consult with a certified financial expert when making major individual financial decisions.
So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Your servicer is managing your financial future every single day. Are you really going to let them do it without your oversight? The tools are right in front of you. You know how to log in, you know what to look for in your credit report, and you absolutely know who to call if you get stuck. Take that first step today, pinpoint your servicer, and step confidently into your financial power. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy learning.